everybody, it's the Lawn Gnome, and once again, I'm doing a tag. I wasn't tagged, but I definitely had to do this one because it was something different and new. It was actually created very recently by an up-and-coming YouTuber. Her name is Sparks Reading. She's a booktuber, but she's also got a lot of love for movies. And she is a very big Hunger Games fan, and she decided to put together a tag called the District Tag. So if you are a Hunger Games fan, of course you know that it's all about 13 districts, even though one's not supposed to exist, and related each one to a book that links itself to the nature of each district. So I said to myself, I may not be a booktuber, but this could be an excellent movie tag. And she said, go for it. So of course I had to do this. I couldn't resist. So I am going to mention each district and link it with a movie that I have seen and explain as to why. So we're going to start with district number 1, and that is luxury. Name a film of opulence, lavish lifestyles, etc. So I actually went with The Great Gatsby. You can go with the original one starring Robert Redford, or you can even go with the Baz Luhrmann one. The point being, lavish homes, lavish people, lavish parties in New York in the roaring 1920s. District number 2, Masonry and Weaponry. Name a film that depicts a great war or conflict. Well, I've got to go with one of my all-time favorites. I got to go with Star Wars. It's got the Empire versus the Rebels. A great battle of good versus evil. Not necessarily in the prequel trilogy, because that was all wrapped up in politics, and who knows what's going to be in store for us when the sequel trilogy comes out with 7, 8, and 9. District 3, technology. Pick a movie with a technological twist. So I actually decided to think outside the box here, and I went with the Disney classic Treasure Planet. Twist! That was the key word that inspired me to pick Treasure Planet, because this is the story that is supposed to be about pirates, 1500s, 1600s, adventures, and yet in Treasure Planet, it's the story of Treasure Island with a science fiction twist. Spaceships that look like boats, cyborgs, aliens. That's a technological twist if I ever saw anything when it comes to a movie. District 4, fishing. Name a movie with an aquatic theme. So I'm gonna go with the Pixar classic Finding Nemo. You practically spend the entire movie in the water. Whether it's in the ocean or in a fish tank, you are constantly surrounded by water, and in this water are some of the most wonderful Disney Pixar characters that you could ever lay your eyes on, with a fantastic voice cast including Albert Brooks and Ellen DeGeneres. The Finding Nemo. District 5, electricity. Name a powerful film. I'm gonna go with Steven Spielberg's classic Schindler's List. I know that some people would say, that's not a classic, terrible things happen in that movie. That may be, but you cannot feel anything but powerful. Emotions that run through your body when you see the horrors of what took place in the 1930s and 40s in Europe. That just tugs at you, and it tugs at you very, very hard. That is a powerful film. District 6, transportation. Name a movie that takes place in many locations. I'm going with 3 of them, and they're all connected. The Lord of the Rings trilogy. It takes place in Middle-earth, and in all 3 films, it takes place in different areas. The Shire in one movie, Rohan in another, Mordor in another, Gondor, Bree. Everywhere there is different lands in Middle-earth to explore, and that is exactly what Frodo and Sam and the rest of the Fellowship do throughout these 3 unbelievable films. District 7, lumber. Pick a movie that depicts manual labor. I'm actually going with the classic The 10 Commandments, because throughout the entire movie, until Charlton Heston's Moses comes to save the people from being slaves in Egypt, you do get a lot of scenes where you do see the Hebrew slaves going through a lot of trials and tribulations under the taskmaster's whips to get these large Egyptian structures put together as slaves. District number 8, textile. Pick a film with amazing clothes. Gone with the Wind. Beautiful suits, beautiful gowns, and not just that, but a beautiful blending of colors and extremely lush southern landscapes. You want to see something truly beautiful, especially something that came out so early in the world of Hollywood. Gone with the Wind will surely show you beautiful, beautiful clothing. District 9, grain. pick a movie where food is hard to come by. Well, then I'm gonna go with Christopher Nolan's recent movie, Interstellar. It's the story of Earth where the planet has basically run out of food, and the only surviving crop that is out there to feed the humans is corn. And that's basically what the human beings are living on until Matthew McConaughey's character is found by this brand new version of NASA saying that we have to find a new home for our people to live. District number 10 is livestock. Pick a film with animals in it. Well, I don't know necessarily what kind of animals do you want here. Do you want just pets, or do you want animals that are actually walking around like people? I think I will go with the latter, and I will choose Madagascar. It's a great film. It shows animals as your main characters. Great voice cast, including Ben Stiller, Jada Pinkett Smith, Chris Rock, and David Schwimmer. All about a story of survival of some New York animals from the Central Park Zoo trying to make their way home, and it was a successful film because it did spawn 2 sequels. But if you want a good movie in which animals are the main focus, you would definitely enjoy Madagascar. Question number 11. Agriculture. Pick a film where the main character comes to harsh grips with reality. Well, then I'm gonna go with the very first Matrix film, because Neo, played by Keanu Reeves, does not know that he's living in a dream world that is put together by machines until Morpheus, played by Lawrence Fishburne, awakens his body and shows him the horrors of what the world has truly become. District 12, mining. Pick a dark film. So glad that I saw this movie not too long ago, and it makes so much sense to put it in there. American Beauty, directed by Sam Mendes. The true inner workings of upper middle class suburban life is not always as pretty as it seems. You see on the outside these beautiful people doing beautiful things, yet when the doors are closed and the windows are shut, it's a very harsh and different kind of reality. You see everything from unfaithfulness to discomfort to fear of exposing who you truly are, and it does unfortunately end with some harsh and dire consequences. And that leaves us with the final district, which is District 13, and because of the fact that it's not supposed to exist, pick a film that is considered underrated, and because of the fact that nobody knows about it, it's not getting the exposure that it deserves. Well, unless you're an anime fan or possibly an animation fan, you probably know about Grave of the Fireflies, but if you don't follow any of these 2 kinds of films, you're not gonna even know that this movie exists. It was created in 1988 by Studio Ghibli, who made a more well-known film in 2001 called Spirited Away, but Grave of the Fireflies is known by many top critics through time as not necessarily one of the greatest animated films about war, but one of the greatest war films ever. It showed us so much, and it said that the boundaries could be pushed in the world of animation, that it doesn't necessarily have to be family or child-oriented. This was a movie about World War II Japan, and it took away from the battles that were going on and focused on 2 children and their means to survive this war. I feel that everybody, whether you're an anime fan or not, needs to see Grave of the Fireflies. It is a beautiful, brilliant film, and to me, it's one of the greatest films ever made, period. And that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks to Sparks Reading for putting this tag together. There will be a link to her video and channel below, but now it's time to tag some people. And I don't necessarily want to tag people to do this as a film tag. I actually want people who are book fans to do this as a book tag, too. So I am going to tag 3 booktubers and 3 film critics on YouTube. I am going to tag, for the booktubers, Cookie Addictions, Christina Rast, and Andrea Heckler. I think the 3 of you will really enjoy putting this tag together, especially because you are booktubers. I know that there's plenty of other booktubers that I follow that would love to do this, but I wanted to actually choose some new people, and I also wanted Andrea Heckler to do this because she had me do the Tolkien tag, so it's kind of like a little gift to give back to her. So I hope you do it, and I'm looking forward to your answers. And for the movie critics, I want to tag Cinema Darling, ATZ Reviews, and a few mixed reviews. You've been tagged to do this as a film tag, not a book tag, so I'm really curious to see your answers. Thank you very much for watching, guys. As always, I'm looking forward to another tag, because there's still some more to do, and I'm also looking forward to creating my own tag as well. I'll see you guys in the next one, and actions speak louder than words.